So I finished all my chores, so I guess it's time to go looking for a tone. Tone number 1. An MGS very special project. Finding Tone 1. I should probably explain. If you don't know, the Spark Mini Go has 4 presets that you can set up. They call them rhythm, lead, solo, and custom, but you can label them however you want. The other 2 knobs balance out your volume between the guitar and music that you may want to have Bluetoothed in. But anyway, what I've been doing is running through preset tones, which means no matter what I do, more than likely, I sound like someone else. Something someone else has done. Well, I've decided I want to find my own tone. Now that creates a little bit of a problem because it is full of preset tones. It has a plethora of amplifiers, and even more than amplifiers, it has effects. And each effect has its own individual little knob. And the reason that that is a problem is because the controls are on screen. You slide them with your finger, so it's really easy to overestimate. And if you're compulsive and you want to hit a precise +1 or 0.2 or whatever, you're going to run into issues. I'm kind of clumsy when it comes to that. And this gives me anxiety, to say the least. Just too many choices, too many things to sort through. Just way too many options. So what is a man like me to do? Make it simple for the stupid. Now keep in mind, I'm not complaining. Different tones inspire me to play differently. Now you've seen me do pickup challenges before and position challenges. This is the processing side. So what I'm going to do first off is just pick an amp and keep it clean. Then go get a guitar, just one of the many that I play, and try to set up a basic sound that I like. And then try to use the effects that are in the program as well as some pedals. I'm going to start off with my power player. The pedals that I typically use from left to right are my looper, a Corona chorus pedal, my Dumble drive from Donner, my Boss blues driver, a BD2, and then a Donner tuner. All right, now the next thing I do is I go through my menu and I shut off all of the onboard pedals. I don't have a foot switch to turn those on and off, and I'm really only interested in the sounds that the amp makes. That's my beginning point. And this is where the fun begins as far as the decisions are concerned. I have a chart that shows me what these are supposed to be like. So if I want to hear a Vox type sound, I just find the analog that represents that, select it from the menu, and then play. If I don't like it, try something else. So I try the 2 sounds that my brain says I'm supposed to like, and then try one that I'm not supposed to. This goes on for quite a while and pretty much shoots down any preconception I have about what amp I thought I would like, until finally I found one. That's when the joy of using the positive grid Spark system comes in, because now I have to figure out how to get back to the main menu to save this without losing it along the way. Now here's the reason I'm bringing in the pedals. Watch. I try to get back to the main menu to save the amp setting. Instead, I go back to the main menu of my tablet. I click on the icon that looks like the Spark icon, and suddenly I've got Crackle up. Well, I love watching free movies online, but that's not exactly what I'm into now. So now I have to go back into the menu, I have to reconnect, and fortunately, it's still there. And this is where the second fun part of using an all-digital interface comes from. I'm trying to set my EQ straight to 5s. That way I can adjust relative to each other starting from a midpoint. And it's not exactly easy to do. And this isn't because I'm trying it from the side for the benefit of the video camera. It's just difficult to be precise. I spend another minute adjusting the tones until I can get them correct, and then I just sit down and save it into the preset. This is preset number 1, what they refer to as rhythm, and that's fine. They can call it whatever they want to. This is my first tone. Now I have it saved. Now it's time to move on to the next step. I know it seems ridiculous to use pedals even though I have all of these digital controls at my fingertips, but I don't have them at my feet, which is where I want them. Call me old school, call me what you will. I like to be able to adjust the knobs. So I set them all at their midpoint and then get to work. Now, in the time it took me to select an amp and get the EQ set, I am going to manage to get all 3 of these pedals dialed in. I'm going to fast forward through this because, quite frankly, you don't need to hear it, and I don't want to hear it again. Let me just go on record as saying the digital stuff is great. It's not adding any noise to the recording process, and when I'm recording, I like it. But I'm looking for a live tone here, something that I can just stomp on and kick on and off, and that's why I like to use the pedals. Now, while I have got all this going on, I will go ahead and load in digital effects and make subtle changes to them. I'm not above using these digital effects. I don't mind them at all. I just don't want to have them always in the signal chain because I want to be able to load the looper with a particular tone and then add separate tones to it. All right, now I've got the sound basically dialed in. From here on out, the only thing I'm going to do is turn effects on and off. I'm not going to touch a single knob. I'm not going to move any of the digital sliders. I'm not going to change the amp. I'm not even going to adjust an EQ. The only things I'm going to swap out are the guitars, the pickup position, and maybe the volume or the tone pots, depending on what the guitar is giving me. That's why I'm searching this tone number 1 of my tone, is so I can grab any guitar off the rack, and even though it may sound different, I don't have to go fooling with this. I do all this so I don't have to do it again. So that's it. That's one tone. One basic tone that I can use with just about anything in the room. I've still got 3 more slots.